in the West, we do like to plant our head firmly in the sand. No, we're not listening. No. Not our problem. No. Blimey. Right-wing politics, they love that, don't they? The Richard Tysers of the world. The Nigel Farages of the world. They really do love those narratives where they can blame everybody else. Let's blame the transgender communities. It's their fault. Othering. Let's blame our economic woes on net zero. Let's blame China. We're doing all this stuff. We've got offshore wind turbines. We're aiming for our net zero, blah, 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 which we won't reach. While doing that, we are happy to say, well, look at China's emissions, without looking closer to home. Pretty much everything I'm looking at in front of me, whether it be my mobile phone down there, or probably even these spectacles, and the microphone, it's all about China. This is stuff that we keep buying. And we criticise China for it. Now, don't get me wrong, politically, I'm not, how to put it, in line with China. No, because they're communists. Yes, the Chinese Communist Party. But communism can work. You see, when you have communism, you've got one leader, it's pretty much there forever, as it seems. They can plan ahead. In the UK, we can't plan ahead now. In a few years, we have another election. Nobody knows who's going to be the next leader. So all they care about is what they can achieve in that time. Will it get us in next time? If it doesn't go in their favour, they're good enough now, are they? They're going to do stuff that is in their favour. They make new policies that benefit them and their mates. Cronyism and all that. Meanwhile, it's China's fault. Now, the reason I bring this up, you see, is because we got on about the emissions from China, and during the actual pandemic, their emissions just went rock bottom, didn't it? When you looked at all the aerial satellite images and stuff, their emissions came right, everyone's did, during the pandemic. People weren't making anything. But as such, now, they seem to be flooding the world with, I would say, well, it's not all cheap crap. Not everything China produces is rubbish, but they do produce an awful lot of rubbish. And we have caused, by being the customer, remember it's our fault for buying this stuff because we want cheap stuff. We've caused it, not China. There's a disparity in the economy because of it as well. But also, my main point in this video, even though I've kind of digressed a bit, is the fact that China has just built a 5 gigawatt solar farm. Now this solar farm, whatever like, is absolutely immense. It's 5 gigawatt complex that was connected to the Chinese grid just last Monday. And it's a solar farm of 200,000 acres. That's the size of something, I don't know, New York City. So, and where do most of the environmental products come from? Because they see it as an industry as well, as a business. Obviously, there's money in it. But in the UK, we don't want to see it as an industry. Green economy, the secret is in the name, isn't it? Green economy. Huge amounts of money can be made from this green economy. And what we're doing, we're allowing China, because they've pretty much got all the minerals and what have you, because they keep signing up 100-year contracts with African countries. They're thinking ahead. Because these certain contracts, they're like 100 years. 100-year contracts. Deals with certain countries. We'll build you roads if you, we can mine all this. They don't get free, obviously. But they get rights to it. So they get to suck it all up, and everyone else is left wanting. So regarding a green transition, without China as it stands, we wouldn't even manage it, because we don't seem to have the political will in the UK or in the US to actually push that forward. A bit more now in the US, to be fair, under Biden. Their green economy has increased. But Keir Starmer had a very valid point, you see, when he went to visit, I think it was Scotland, and he's looking about all these wind turbines, and he made a point that why aren't we making building these wind turbines in the UK? Why are we going to, I can't remember what it's called now, Vortex, whatever they call themselves, I don't know, one of the wind turbine manufacturers in Europe. Why are we doing that? Why aren't we pushing more research and development and manufacturing in the United Kingdom? No, because some rich bugger has handed over bung to the Tories, so they don't actually promote it. Instead, they allow these companies to invest in the UK. You know, they keep going about direct foreign investment. No, we need people in the UK to be investing in UK businesses to create more of a balance. The problem with direct foreign investment is, where does that money go? It doesn't stay in the country, because obviously they get the dividends. It gets bled out of the country. Doesn't get spent in the country. Doesn't feed the economy. So it's really important that we invest in the green economy. And I was extremely disappointed when Keir Starmer decided to go back on the old 28 billion for the green economy. For me, it's a no-brainer. There's a shitload of money being made out of solar panels. Flip it now. Look. Solar panels. All right? There's 16 over there, just on that bank. That's 2 bays. You know, it's a no-brainer. People get, oh yeah, what are the solar panels? They're not good for the environment. Absolute rubbish. Yes, they've got to sort out a way of actually recycling them, so it's practical. I get that. Makes sense for everyone concerned, whether it be the manufacturers or the actual people themselves who buy this stuff. But it lasts like 20, 25 years plus. They degrade very slightly in that time. Still going to produce. So that's effectively free electricity. They're inert, but what maintenance do they need? Oh, a squeegee and some soap and water, maybe, to clean the glass off. That's it. You know? You might get the odd failure in one of the inverters. Maybe grid tie inverters, whatever they're using. That's it. How much waste do we get from these nuclear? How much pollution do we get from nuclear? And then obviously you've got coal-fired, gas-fired, what have you, turbines regarding energy and what have you. Green energy is a no-brainer. There's people just living off-grid purely with their green energy. They've got no grid connection. I have. So I can use this to back it up, to get my bills down. My bill for the last 2 months was €40. That's all I paid. It's pretty much just the, well, a quarter of the, well, that one bill, well, my standing charge is about €100 a year, but €40 my bill was. 20 quid a month. €20 a month, my electric. Because I'm backing up with those things. They ain't cost me a penny since they've been put in. They're paid for themselves again and again and again. My electricity bill, before I've installed these things, okay, was around between, depending what time of year it was, balancing out probably around 250 to €300 every 2 months. So about 150 a month, which wasn't horrendous. Remember, I've got a workshop and stuff here, and machines, and I've got my compressors just kicked in just now. So it's to me it's a no-brainer, and we already need to be embracing this and then local production, and then that'll relax the pressure on the grid. We don't really need to be increasing the grid in the UK. We need to be increasing local production, so we don't necessarily need the grid. So there you go. Anyway, that's my point of view. So we criticise China. I think there's a bit of a hypocrisy, massive hypocrisy. I'm no Chinese lover. I think what's going on over there is horrendous, especially with the Uyghur Muslims and what have you. It is an awful, awful regime. But when it comes to the green transition and a green economy, I think we need to wake up and open our eyes and maybe follow some of their lead and do more. 200,000 square kilometres. That is nuts. Oh, acres, 200,000 square acres. But blimey, it's even worse. It's nuts. Anyway, you tell me what you think. Please leave it in the comments down below. Do you think we're hypocrites? I think so. Certainly got a head in the sand. Toodaloo. Oh yeah, by the way, you can plant a tree if you like. You can get go on the GoFundMe link down below, and I'll plant a tree on your behalf. You make a little donation, what have you, and then I'll make a sign to go with the tree with your name on, or maybe a memory of a loved one. Toodaloo.